All right, let's hop into some of these segments. Since we're talking about Spider-Man, let's do some agree. Do you have any agree or disagree, or are we just going to knock out some of mine? Great. Let's do this. The I'm both moment in Brand New Day is the weakest among Tom Holland's triumph moments. The pushing up of the rubble, the come on Peter tingle with Mysterio, and the 3 Spider-Men swinging.
Wow.
3, 2, 1. Disagree. All right, what's it better than?
I think the Mysterio.
I was going to say, I love the Mysterio sequence
one for
before
me.
that. I think the Mysterio John Romita sequence is stronger of a redemption moment than the actual landing. When he's going through like the funhouse mirror, like that overcoming the Mysterio's mystery stuff is a little stronger than his actual moment like you're describing, the Peter Tingle moment.
When he grabs the gun is what you're talking about.
Yeah, I'm saying the one before it is stronger for him to overcome. So
You're talking about the one where he gets fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he gets hit by a train after that. It's not like a train.
That's true. He doesn't really solve.
Yeah,
he doesn't get out of himself. Touche. So even more so, I think.
I just think this is not as good as
cool
Come On Spider-Man at Homecoming, and obviously you can take 50 moments from No Way Home.
Yeah, I totally agree. So I'm with you, and I think it worked. The only difference I'd do is I'd have his mask split in half. Like I would have done the finally, because then he's like, I'm both. Say I'm both while you're literally both. It would have elevated that to like one wardrobe change elevates that scene to another level because we never saw him half-masked except when he pulled it up.
And you showed it in the fucking trailer.
Yeah.
You didn't have him say on both, but you did have him go like this. It's like,
don't have us familiar with that.
Why does Sony do that?
Marvel's gotten bad too.
Did you know that Sony had I'm going to do my own thing in the trailer for Across the Spider-Verse? I didn't see that until after the movie came out.
I think I stopped watching trailers at that point.
I can't believe that.
Yep, disagree.
The villains Tom Holland meets in No Way Home should never appear again as villains for Spider-Man in the future. 3, 2, 1.
Well, never again for Tom.
Oh,
I think there's an incredible opportunity to have the boyfriend of MJ in this movie be Harry Osborn. The movie literally sets up that her new boyfriend is in the same conversation of her going to apply at a mega corporation that she turns down. That could have been him trying to be a good boyfriend and hook her up with a job. He literally buys top shelf booze he's showing off his money. He's got a flagrant disregard for money. He's trying to showboat. He brought Harry Osborn energy way more than Paul energy. I think it'd be a really cool setup that instead of doing the reveal that Norman is the Goblin, do the reveal over time that the guy that MJ's dating, he meets her dad later and his name is Norman. You could do a whole thing where you've got this adversary of Harry and this guy that she's dating that you're like, I don't really know how I feel about this guy. He's got this weird energy. And then he meets Harry and you don't have to have a Goblin reveal because as soon as he says his name, he'll be like, I fucking met a Norman Osborn. He's the Green Goblin. That way you've got a new version of the twist. You get the twist while he's already the Goblin.
And we finally get a Tom Holland Spider-Man villain.
Yes, which we still haven't gotten.
That's why I disagree. I think we deserve it.
Where Harry's motivation would be, you're trying to fuck my girlfriend.
Exactly. And then you've got the science element of he's doing science on his own. He's got all that rigs and stuff. We find out that Peter and Norman are so interesting because it's the father that, other than being evil, Peter would have loved. He's a scientist. He's doing all the things that Peter loves. I would love if he meets the evil version of a grown-up version of himself as Norman Osborn, and he's got to rectify through science and that side of him a villain, because he doesn't have to use a lot of science in his other stuff. It'd be cool if Norman Osborn is like this genius that we meet as the Goblin through the Harry twist. I think there's totally space for a Goblin in the Tom universe.
Of the ones that are in No Way Home, Goblin would be the one I'd choose.
Because you could do a different take. Again, it's kind of like I was talking about in our main episode. Like, there's so many levels, you could play a different version, like with Wolverine, and make it work without it feeling like sacrifices.
We need to have at least one more solo Peter Parker movie before we introduce Miles.
3, 2, 1.
Disagree,
I think you can introduce Miles
in the next one.
Correct.
But not anything with a spider.
Don't Spider-Man him.
Yeah.
Don't introduce him.
Correct.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and then he can be even more fleshed out in the next one.
We need another Tom Holland Spider-Man movie without Miles Morales being Spider-Man.
Yes, agreed.
Agree.
And I think we are now in a place where you could have the black suit introduced, and that could lead to the Miles story. And I think that could be the next film.
Yeah, after Secret Wars.
Yeah, like introduce the suit in Secret Wars like it was. I'd love if we finally
would be so
if the
cool.
stars align and movies have been made for 25 years to lead to a Secret Wars movie where the black suit can then be the next Spider-Man film. That's too good.
Yeah.
And then he's also isolated and alone. He just started talking to people again. Like he's still an angry, lost guy. The suit could make him feel fulfilled. All of that could lead to like him not being sure what he wants to do, which could be just like a curiosity with Miles. And then the third film could Venom. Venom could kill him. That would show the ultimate power of Venom. Venom actually becomes a big bad. Then Miles comes in.
Cool.
So, second movie, you use the vulnerability we just introduced in No Way Home. You set up Peter being vulnerable, give him the black suit, have the angry Peter and elements of him feeling lost and confused after just going to space again. He's trying to figure himself out. He just went on a walkabout in fucking Brand New Day. What escalation of walkabout is there than not being sure who you are? That plays into the spider puberty element. He's not sure what is the new spider sense and what are those abilities. Doesn't realize he's got an alien suit. Alien suit starts to take over, finds an authentic villain, goes through a dark path, gets rid of the suit at the end of the second film. Third film, Venom takes over. Alan Ritchson plays him. Alan Ritchson's Venom kills Tom Holland, setting up Miles Morales, launching a new trilogy.
Can I build on that
Please.
real quick? Because I love what you just did there, and it reminded me of you coming on and dropping the unbelievable Wolverine
They don't
show
do that.
you wanted to pitch. What do you think of this? Tom gets the symbiote in Secret Wars, as he should. They do the jazz hands. They're going to recreate that cover for sure.
Yes, we need it.
Yeah.
That's going to be on every T-shirt in America.
I'll buy
and
4.
every Hot Topic and Target is going to be selling this T-shirt.
I want the backpack. I want the shirt. I want it all.
And I just said we've still yet to have like a proper MCU Spider-Man villain that the villain is Peter or Spider-Man.
Yes.
You know, it's always an Iron Man or with Jean Grey damage control. That's who they're mad at. They're not mad at Spider-Man.
Yeah.
What do we think? He just became best friends with Ned again, we think. That's what the ending of Brand New Day means. He's becoming best friends again with him. Well, he goes off in Secret Wars. He gets the symbiote. He comes back, and he's lashing out at Ned, treating Ned like shit. And Ned's like, dude, I don't even fucking know you. Like, yeah, we're like friends because you said it, but like, I don't know. I don't fucking know you. I've known you for like 6 weeks. You just went off to space for like 2 months. And we know he's technologically savvy because of obviously all of the scenes in Homecoming and him being the guy in the chair. But really you see it in Brand New Day on how he knows how all of Spider-Man's gadgets work and everything like that. I think you could easily do something where he's like, well, I've never really wanted to be a guy in the chair. I actually want to be a guy in the field. And he's creating technology for himself. And with the symbiote, Peter is lashing out at Ned. And that's how you do Hobgoblin, is it's an origin of like, fuck this guy, I don't know this guy.
And he knows who he is. He knows Peter Parker Spider-Man, because that's the end. And that way that Goblin reveal is like personal. I like that. And that gives us 2 villains that are actually long game.
If Spider-Man...
Print it!
If Spider-Man is the protagonist of Secret Wars, Secret Wars will be a guaranteed success despite the performance of Doomsday.
Oh, that's a fun play in our earlier conversation.
Andrew, you son of a bitch. That is so good.
That's like...
Is that in all of the marketing?
Yes.
3, 2, 1.
Agree.
Yeah.
I that's... Dude.
You're so right.
You just solved our whole... We had a 20-minute conversation
right.
earlier that's now been invalidated.
So they can do anything with Doomsday. They just make...
Guys, Spider-Man.
They just put Peter in all the trailers and Secret Wars is going to do fine.
Like, he's the front of the poster.
Yeah.
Like, Kevin Feige comes out, he's like, Tom Holland Spider-Man is our lead Avenger. I mean, you nailed it.
Yeah.
That's so good. Because that
nailed
just
it.
literally... We've got a safety net for a year and a half now. We've got a year and a half safety net, and then, oh wait, the fucking X-Men
the
are 5
X-Men
months
are
later.
here.
Oh my
Guys,
God.
Golden era comic
You
book
just
movies.
solved
Holy
that
shit.
so hard.
We're in the golden
Did you
age,
just
bro.
come up with that, or have you had that for a week?
No, I had it when we were supposed to
Dude,
do it
I
last
literally,
time.
my brain just went like, I think I have no worries. Like, I just Hakuna Matata. Like, I fucking just golden right now. I'm like, all right, we're set. Fucking solved it.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Secret.
That's so funny because that was like that was one of the moments from our regular episode. I was like, I couldn't even answer you. I was like, how would I feel if Doomsday is asked? Would I have any faith? Well, what if Spider-Man's Secret Wars? Okay, nothing matters.
That would definitely help.
I guess we're okay.
Yeah. Do you think the introduction of Jean was good, and did they introduce her to evil?
That is, I mean, I shameless plug. I made a whole video about why Jean Grey destroying the X-Men's future is a good thing. And I mean destroying as in they could have come out, it goes back to the Iron Man problem. When Downey Jr. improv the line, "Screw it, I am Iron Man," it changed what the MCU could ever be. If you think about the MCU, Steve wears a mask because it represents patriotism. Everybody knows he's Steve Rogers. Hulk is known to be Bruce Banner. Like, everyone is known. The only reason Ant-Man wears a mask is because it helps him shrink, and he's a thief. Like, there are public-facing heroes. That's why the Sokovia Accords is different than Civil War. Like, there is no hidden identity.
He's literally like, "You want a picture with me? I'm
Yeah,
Ant-Man."
yeah.
Like, they just say
He just says it.
Yeah.
That's not gonna work with the X-Men.
Yeah.
So you needed a villain that was so strong, it makes a world that hates and fears them. I think we need the mutants to start the masks and start the alienation. Otherwise, the conversation of racism and bigotry needs to be there. It's going to already be a lot of people being like, woke, and just not understanding the X-Men. We need a reason why in-universe they would be hated, and nothing scarier than freezing Manhattan and like having this person that is doing this cause that. So I think starting the X-Men with her allows her to have an actual hero's journey. I can't tell you what I think Famke Jensen went through leading to Phoenix. Like, it's kind of, they're figuring it out. Oh, she's dark. Like, and then Sophie Turner, even worse. She got even less of a journey. I think Jean Grey is an anchor to the X-Men, especially starting her with coming from a dark place. One, gives her an arc that we never had, but two, does kind of plant a seed for Dark Phoenix down the line. Like, I don't hope we get it soon, but it'll make more sense than just her having darkness.
But don't you... I agree with everything you're saying, but I think they could have done that in a way where she wasn't killing innocent people willy-nilly. And there's a difference between, yes, I think the world kind of needs to be scared of the X-Men and the universal inhibitors being introduced.
Yeah, I love that.
And the Dark Phoenix sprinkles here and there. Like, all that can still be there, and that's important. But is the audience, like us, also supposed to be like really on her side or care about her after one movie when she's like that?
I think, Winter Soldier is a great example of, he was brainwashed, and people will use that example. But
exactly.
we love Bucky and his journey back to the light. So
right, but
the brainwashing.
Here's a few. There's a lot of people in the MCU that are redeemed. Loki's killed thousands of people.
Yeah.
Everyone loves him now. I made this point I think last week, but yeah, Bucky's brainwashed, and like the X-Men movie is coming out in less than 2 years, and I assume she's going to be a main character in that we are supposed to pull for.
Yeah.
Okay, Loki killed thousands of people in Thor and Avengers, but wasn't really redeemed until Loki season 2.
It took time.
So it took time. It took movies. It wasn't. He killed a bunch of people in Avengers. At the end of Avengers, he's in jail in Asgard, and then the next movie is a Loki movie that he's supposed to be the main character and a good guy.
That doesn't have consequences, right? Like his consequences on him, right? Like Loki's consequence is prison.
Sure, but Jean didn't get any consequences.
But that's what I'm saying. That's beautiful because the X-Men, that entire series launches with consequences.
So you're saying...
I love that we aren't doing that yet because we literally end on a Spider-Man story and we're about to meet the consequences. And the consequences are going to be, you fucked up for all mutant kind. And also,
That'll make it better for me.
Spider-Man
That'll make it
has
better.
fucked up for all mutant kind because of the inhibitor, which everybody's talked about it ad nauseum. But I think the beautiful thing is actually the consequences of Jean's actions are going to be how the entire universe launches. And this movie just made $2 billion. So now everyone is meeting the X-Men on their knees and dealing with the government having complete grounds to make Sentinels. The Reverend Stryker being a religious madman that is absolutely founded in a reasonable logic in our world of like, hate them. Like, we're going to be coming into this with them having to be on the defense, and it makes Xavier School not just a school to teach her how to be better.
It's a safe haven.
It's also a fortress.
Yeah.
And I think that's all very important.
That's very interesting because that was another point that I thought about. It was like, well, Loki does face consequences. Like, he's not just off the hook. Like at the end of Thor, he gets launched into space.
Right.
At the end of Avengers, he's literally in prison. At the end of this one, Jean is on a bus just leaving, and she saves Spider-Man, and everyone's kind of cool with her now. But in the universe, if there are consequences after, and they use that as the kind of launching ground.
I think 10 movies of consequences. Yeah, I think this is literally
that's interesting.
This is the fucking Sokovia moment. And it's for an entire species.
But again, Wanda's was an accident.
Right.
But she was trying to do the right thing.
And that's why it's going to be different. And that's why it's bigger.
Yeah.
Because in Civil War, you watch Wanda make a decision and go like, no, you're just a misunderstanding. Now it's going to be like, well, I kind of get the fear. Like, that's a way more intense, like, feeling.
I see what you're saying, and I love that perspective. And if they do that, which I assume they will, that will make it sit a little bit better with me. I do think they still could have done it without her walking an innocent old guy in front of a bus.
That's my one. I'll give you that.
And what she did to Peter on the roof.
That's crazy.
Like
Peter on the roof is
yeah, like, you know what I mean. And
my one change, and it would change everything, and it's crazy because I don't think anyone else talked about this. I haven't even said this publicly yet. Instead of Jean, make it Emma Frost.
yeah.
Then everything works, and then everything launches, and then she is a villain that redeems herself over time. I would have just made her, but it's not as popular a character.
Yeah.
But like that literally would have been like, well, then the fucking guy walking into I don't mind, and Emma Frost would totally do that to Peter.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah. Let's stop there. That's a good one.
That's fucking amazing.
You still hooded, everybody. Yes, docking is possible. Yes, let's make this very clear. No. Everyone's upset. There's a lot of sad edits. Yes, docking is still on the table. We are still the docking podcast. It's like LeBron if he had an injury and he's out for a season, but he's coming back. But I'm coming back to dock with you. Yeah.